And so what happens in the month of Elul, as you see, when the first sliver of the new moon appears for the 6th month, the month of Elul, that's when the harvest starts. Very slowly at that time, but by the mid-month, that is when we're working very diligently out in the fields, bringing in the harvest, because we've got to have it in, we have to have it processed, we have to have it stored, and we have to set aside a tenth and to have it up at Jerusalem exactly 1 month later. Now, as the moon begins to wane, we know that when the first sliver of the new moon appears, it will be the Day of Trumpets. It will be Yom Teruah. It'll be a high Sabbath. And so what we do as the moon wanes, then we stop what we're doing. We get out of the fields, we go home. We take our garments and we take a set of garments and we wash them. We bleach them out. We set them out in the sun and get them as white as we possibly can, and we set them aside and get ready because we have a high Sabbath coming. And when we see the first sliver of the new moon, that's when men in and around Jerusalem who are out in the fields still after the sun goes down, bringing in the harvest, then they will stop. They will rush up to the Temple Mount. And when they arrive at the Temple Mount, the gate is already closed because the sun is down, and so they call out to the temple guard, "We have sighted the new moon." And those two witnesses ascend up before the high priest and elders. They give their reckoning of the first sliver of the new moon, and the high priest, right then, when both of them give the identical witness, he cries out, "Sound the shofar!" For centuries, they have known when that trumpet sounds, they stop what they're doing. They go home, they wash, they put on those white garments which have been prepared ahead of time, and they bring out that feast. It is the feast of the Lord, the Day of Trumpets. It is Yom Teruah, that day which is the feast that every year occurs on a day and hour that no man knows. If you have not prepared in advance, if you have not washed your garments and set them aside, when that trumpet sounds, it's too late. You have missed it. You have missed the feast, and there's no way you can get ready now. It is over with. Does that sound at all familiar? As the Lord was talking with his disciples who asked, "When will be the sign of your coming? When's the end of the age?" And he then told them all these things, and he said that there will be two men in the field. One will be taken, the other left. There will be two women at the millstone grinding. One will be taken and the other left. What he was communicating to them was something that they had practiced every year of their life for 1,000 years. Every year they got ready when that moon was waning and when that first sliver of the new moon appeared and that high holy Sabbath of the Day of Trumpets, when that trumpet sounded, if they had not prepared in advance, then they will have missed it. And that is a rehearsal that God embedded for us. And if you were to ask anyone in the Orthodox Jewish community, what is the Day of Trumpets all about? They would answer with one word. If they knew nothing more, they would know it is the day of the resurrection.